The bell above the cafe door chimed softly as Amara stepped inside, brushing a few loose strands of hair from her face. The air was warm, rich with the scent of roasted coffee beans and steeping herbs. It was the kind of place that felt like a secret, quiet, tucked away, meant for people who needed a pause from the world. Monroe was already there. Or at least, that's the name he gave. He sat near the window, sunlight stretching across the table where a small teapot rested between two cups. His posture was relaxed, but his eyes were observant, the kind that noticed everything without saying much. "You must be Amara," he said, standing as she approached. "And you're Monroe," she replied, offering a small smile as she sat. It was simple at first, tea poured, polite conversation exchanged. But something shifted quickly. What began as small talk unfolded into something deeper, more natural. "I've been trying to grow a garden," Amara admitted, stirring her tea. "Not just flowers. Herbs. Vegetables. Something sustainable." Monroe leaned forward slightly, interest sparking. "You too? I've been building one myself. It's harder than people think. Soil balance alone is a whole science." Amara laughed, surprised. "Exactly. Everyone thinks you just plant and wait." "And business?" he asked. "You mentioned you're starting one?" She nodded, her eyes lighting up. "A small bookstore cafe hybrid. A place where people can read, think, slow down." Monroe smiled in a way that felt almost relieved. "I've always wanted something like that. Quiet spaces. Books. Real conversations. Library adventures," she teased. "Hidden worlds," he corrected softly. And, just like that, something clicked. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Their meetings became routine, same table, same tea, deeper conversations each time. They spoke of dreams, failures, ideas not yet formed. Books were exchanged like secrets, passages highlighted and shared. But not all secrets were spoken.
Their meetings became routine. Same table, same tea, deeper conversations each time. They spoke of dreams, failures, ideas not yet for their meetings became routine. Same table, same tea, deeper conversations each time. They spoke of dreams, failures, ideas not yet formed. Books were exchanged like secrets, passages highlighted and shared. But not all secrets were spoken. Amara carried hers quietly. The fainting spells came without warning, triggered by stress. A lingering effect from a traumatic brain injury she rarely spoke about. She managed it carefully, hiding the fear behind composure. Monroe carried his own secret just as carefully. Monroe wasn't his real name. He had built an empire under a different identity: wealth, power, influence. But he had seen what money did to relationships. He wanted something real this time. Something untouched by status. So he stayed Monroe. And with her, it worked. Love didn't arrive loudly. It settled in gently. Shared glances, lingering conversations, hands brushing across the table, until they no longer pulled away. When Amara told him she was pregnant, the world seemed to pause. "A baby?" he repeated, almost in disbelief. She nodded, nervous but hopeful. "Our baby." For a moment, Monroe said nothing. Then he laughed softly, a sound full of wonder. "I didn't even know I could want something this much." Their life began to build from there. A home filled with books. A garden growing slowly in the backyard. Late nights planning their future while the world outside faded away. For a while, it was perfect. Until the envelope arrived. It came on an ordinary afternoon. Thick. Official looking. Addressed to both of them. Monroe had to sign for it. Something about that moment felt heavy, like the air had shifted before either of them understood why. He opened it alone. Inside was a DNA test. Cold. Clinical. Damning. The results claimed he was not the father. His hands trembled slightly as he read it again. And again. By the time Amara walked into the room, she could already feel something was wrong. "What is it?" she asked softly. Monroe didn't answer right away. He just handed her the paper. She read it once, and her face changed instantly. "What is this?" she whispered, her voice shaking. "It says—" Monroe hesitated, his voice tightening. "It says the baby isn't mine." Amara looked up at him, disbelief flooding her expression. "You can't be serious." "I didn't do this," he said quickly. "It was mailed to us." "And you believe it?" Her voice cracked, hurt cutting deeper than anger. "I don't know what to believe," he admitted, and that was enough to break something between them. Amara stepped back, her breathing uneven. "You think I would cheat on you? I didn't say that." "You didn't have to," she snapped, tears forming. "The fact that you're questioning me at all, after everything." Her voice faltered. The room began to spin. Monroe saw it too late. "Amara!" Her body collapsed before he could reach her. Everything after that moved too fast. Sirens. Hospital lights. Doctors speaking in urgent tones. Stress-induced fainting, they said. But Monroe knew it was more than that. It was betrayal. When she woke up, her eyes found his, but there was distance in them now. "I need you to leave," she said quietly. "Amara, please." "No." Her voice was firmer this time, even in her weakness. "I told you the truth. That baby is yours. And if you can't trust me, I can't have you here." His chest tightened. "I'm trying to understand." "Then choose," she interrupted. "Because I won't raise our child in doubt. Not like this." There was a long silence. Then she added, softer but heavier, "It's an insult that you think I would betray you." Monroe stood there, torn between everything he knew and everything he felt. Because there was more. His past. His stepsisters, calculating, bitter, always watching. The kind of people who would destroy anything that threatened their control. And suddenly it all made sense. The fake test. The timing. The intent. This wasn't doubt. It was sabotage. Now Monroe stood at a crossroads. The family he came from. Or the family he was building. And this time, the choice wouldn't just affect him. It would decide everything. Subscribe and stay tuned for the next episode of Platinum Luxury Stories.